What's up, YouTube? Georgia Silver Hunter back, and today we are back into a full $25 bank wrapped roll penny hunt and album fill. And if you've been following the channel for some time, you know that I don't do full box hunts that often. I don't do them as often as I probably should, so it's taken a very long time to try to fill up these albums. But today we're going to get into this box. I have already popped the top to ensure that we have let's see here. That's a good one. This is a good one. We do have a circulated box of pennies. There we go. Circulated box of pennies. So hopefully we'll have a good variety of wheat pennies and some new stuff and some old stuff. So we're going to jump right into it. Before we get into our first roll, I figured I'd give you guys a quick look at the state of our albums. We are missing quite a number of varieties in the 2009, and we've got a couple of Denver pennies that seem to be pretty tough to find here in Atlanta. And I do have a number of coins that could be upgraded, but that's not the primary goal of this. I'd really just like to get a penny in every spot. Our middle book, which is 1941 to 74, we've done well in the late 50s to 74, but we're really lacking in the wheat pennies. So that's been tough to come by lately, and of course, and when you get back before the 40s, our book is practically empty. I think we've only got 4 pennies in here, so we have a lot of coins we're looking for. With that said, let's get in to roll number 1. So as I get into roll number 1, you will probably see my scale move in and out on this video. Copper pennies weigh more than zinc pennies. They are, oops, look at that coin explosion on roll number 1. They are 3.1 grams, and sometimes coins, they're just really gunky and hard to see, so you'll see me sometimes, if I have it on camera, you'll see me just throw coins up on there and weigh them. Like this one here is copper, and I don't even need to see the date. Of course, I do want to look at that date. We have a 1973. And when I can't see it, the other thing I'll use that is off camera is this handy dandy digital microscope that I got on Amazon, and it's one that a lot of people use. I really like it. It's easy to use, works well with my Mac. I know it works well on PC. So if you're in the market for one, I do have a link in the description down below to my affiliate link with Amazon. So with that said, I'm going to hunt through this first roll. If I find anything outside of just some regular copper, I will bring you guys in and we'll talk about it. We're on roll number 2, and this isn't anything like really valuable, but I love when I have rolls that have these just really beautiful, let me zoom in, these really beautiful old copper pennies. I mean, it's got some circulation wear on it, but for 1965, this penny's in fantastic shape. This is the kind of stuff that ends up being book fillers or replacers. So we've had to go pretty deep. We are on roll 18, and we just found our first wheat penny. It is a 1957 Denver. Not in horrible shape, but it's our first actual wheat penny. I've got a couple other stuff up here on the board. Just a really nice 1965. I've gotten 3 of the 2009 formative years. I've got 1 early childhood, all Philadelphia. And then I've found 2 that are definitely book fillers, the 2010D and the 2013D. And I've got 1 that I'm just going to check the book at the end, this nice 1987. Other than that, it's been copper and a lot of zinc. Same roll, just a few coins later, I came across this. This is the first foreign like this I've ever found. I think this is I don't know what that says. 1996. Un centésimo de Balboa, so Republic de Panama. So it does look like it's a 1 penny Panamanian. Anyway, that's pretty cool. Never found one of these before. We're on roll 21, and we have our next wheat penny. This one was reverse facing. I haven't seen it yet. Let's check it out together. I think it's another 1957. Yeah, it's 2 1957Ds in the same box. So we just cracked into roll number 24. We've already gone through the roll, but I have one under the scope from the hunt, or from that particular roll. It is a 1966. And I believe it is the FS101, which I've pulled up here on Variety Vista. And there's a couple of key markers on here that I'm looking for. One, just all the, well, let's see here. It says it's light spreading on In God We Trust and the date. And you'll notice all of the lettering is really, really fat. You don't see traditional doubling like you do on the 1974 DDO or the 1974D DDO with half dollars, but this is a really wide spread. And up here, I've got under my scope, like you can just see how fat all the lettering is for In God We Trust. And that in, I think that's postment damage. I don't think that's doubling on the in. But on the G, it very much looks like their G, I think. Right? I just think all, and the D, look at the D down here. The D's nice and big and fat. I think that's what this is. I think this is the FS 101. I would love to hear from you guys if you are big penny hunters, if you believe that's what I have, because this is pretty cool. I haven't found a penny variety in quite some time, so I've really gone through this box really slowly and looking for just about everything I can find. So let me know in the comments down below. 1966 FS 101 or no? Just cracked into roll number 32. And we are on our third wheat penny of the box. It's been really, really slow. But we have a 1952 Philly. So I just picked up roll 37, and this hasn't happened in a very long time. But we have a wheat penny ender. So I'm going to go ahead and put the camera up. We'll open this one together. Here we go. Our wheat penny's down here, so got a lot of color in here. A lot of dark coins. Dark brown. Let's see what we have. 1955 Denver. We got into roll 39, and we are on wheat penny number 5 of the box. It came up reverse facing. I haven't seen it yet. It is, let's see here. It's like a 1950 Denver. This may be an upgrade for the one in the book, or it may be a hole filler. I can't recall. We'll check it out at the end. So we're on roll 44, and I'm about halfway through it. And I've got a 1969D under the scope, and the 69D does have a no FG. And I don't know if this is just post-mint damage, they got rid of it. It's really not a great coin, but I am spending a lot of time looking for varieties in this hunt, and that FG would be, let me see if I can get my, it would be right about there, and it is completely missing. So if this coin were in really, really good shape, I would say this is a fantastic find. However, in such bad shape, I'll still hang on to it, probably put it in a flip, but it is not really worth much money. Just got into roll 46, and we have another wheat penny. This will be wheat penny 6 on the box. My boxes tend to do this. They're really cold, and then they warm up at the end. It's really weird. But we got a 1958 Denver. So we wrapped up the whole box. We did have a handful of finds. Let's just go through them all together here real quick. I did find all of the 2009 Abraham Lincoln pennies. These are all Philadelphia's, though. We have the formative years, the early childhood, the professional life, and the Capitol Dome. I have all of those in my book already. What we did find, though, was a handful of other coins that were upgrades, and one of them was this 2009 formative years Denver. So that's going to go in the book. We also found that 2010 Denver, 2011 Denver, 2012 Denver, and 2013 Denver to fill holes in my books. And I'll plug those in here in a second and just kind of show you what that final book is looking like. As for our old finds, we did end up with 6 wheat pennies on the box, none of which are going to fill my book. This 50D, I believe, is an upgrade, so I'll pop that in. But we had a 50D, a 52, a 55 Denver. We had 2 57 Denvers and a 58 Denver. So 6 wheat pennies on a whole box is really not doing that great. It's not doing terribly, but I'm used to getting probably 8, 10, maybe 12 wheat pennies in a box. So this was a little bit light. We did have 2 foreigns. I didn't bring you in for the Canadian because it was pretty beat up. But we did get and I can't even remember, it is I think a 2005, Canadian penny. So it's pretty gnarly. This Balboa is pretty cool. I've never found one of those before, so excited to have that. And I do have 3 coins that I do want to take you over to the computer and check out, and I'll bring them back up on the scope, because I think when I first pulled them out of the box, I said they weren't worth a whole lot of money. But if this 1966, and I think I have 2 of them, are in fact the DDO, even in G4 condition, are worth a couple of bucks, as well as this 1969 Denver, which does have some postment damage, just some damage from being in circulation, and it is in fact a no FG. And I think this one's also worth a couple of bucks. So let's get over to the computer. I'll show those off, and then we'll just give our final wrap up. Okay, so we are going to start with the 1966s. Here's one of them under the scope, just to kind of show you guys what that looks like again. I'm not positive that this is the DDO, but I'm going to pull up a website here in a second, and we'll compare it. But this is the first one, and you can see all of the damage on Lincoln here. This, if it even could qualify for a G4, that would be great. I'm not sure it could. This is just the reverse to give you guys an idea of the condition. That reverse is pretty chewed up. And here is the second one. This is just, it's the In God We Trust is just so bolded and spread that I really do believe that at least one of these would be the DDO. And I looked at a couple of other ones, and they were just thinner. And this one, in fact, has some machine doubling on the back here, you can see. Like in the A and the T here in States, and actually the E as well. If we come over here to the United, you can see a little bit of doubling in the E. But it is machine doubling. It's not double die here on the back. And 1 cent. You can see some doubling of the N, the O. So it goes all the way around. Let's see if we've got anything on America. Yeah, we've even got some machine doubling on America. But I've got PCGS pulled up here. Let's have a look. And this was the, actually this is the, I gotta get there real quick. Let's go to the price guide. Let's come in here to the Lincoln Modern Cent. And we are going to look at the 1966 Brown DDO FS 101. And I gotta let this load for just a second. But when you look at this lettering, I'm not seeing a lot of traditional doubling. I'm just seeing really thick, fat lettering, which to me is very reminiscent of the coin that I have. Even in the date, like there's no real doubling. The word Liberty, it's just very, very fat. And again, just to bring my coin back up here, I see kind of the same thing. So let me know in the comments down below, do you think either one of those 1966s are the DDO? And for me, the really interesting part here is the price. If we come down here and look, granted, I don't think this is in great condition, but even at a G4, this is a $5 coin. It's a $5 penny. Maybe, I would never try to say it would make a G6 or a G8, but if it were, we're talking a $10 or $15 find. So let me know, like I said, in the comments down below, do you think I have something, or do you think it's just all in my head? The other coin we're going to look at, and I'll start here in PCGS first, is this 1969 No FG. This is a little bit easier to understand. It's the 1969D No FG FS 901. And let it load. Come on, there we go. You can see there is no FG over here on the edge of the building. And just like that, let's see here, 1969, there it is. There's my 1969. And again, this coin is in terrible, terrible shape. I'm almost embarrassed to show it to you guys, but it is a find. And when we look at this thing under the scope, there is absolutely no FG here. So I believe that I do have a 1969D, no FG. And like the last coin, we are way, way down here, maybe G4, maybe even less. But at a G4, this is a $2 penny. So again, let me know in the comments down below, will I make G4? I doubt I could sell it for this much money. It might be something eventually I'll list on eBay just to see if I get a bite, but I don't think those will move. I'll just flip them up and throw them into the collection. So really quickly, bringing you back over to the mat, I have plugged in all of the upgrades and finds that we had. I did get a 2009 Formative Years Denver. I did get the Capitol Dome 2009 Philly. And then, of course, we got our 2010 Denver, 2011 Denver, 2012 Denver, and 2013 Denver. Those all filled in this book. So to complete this last book of the 3-book series, I just really need 2 of the 2009 varieties, and this book will be done. The other thing that I didn't mention is we got a really good cup full of copper. I weighed this. It's about 990 grams once I remove the weight of the cup. And I'll throw how much the copper value of that is up here on the screen. And copper's really making a run, so if you are penny hunting and you're not hoarding the copper out of those penny hunts, I would really start doing that, because as it stands right now, at a minimum, these things are worth about 3 times their face value in copper melt. I do have a video on whether or not, at least in my personal opinion, whether or not you can melt copper pennies, and I'll leave a link to that in the description down below if you want to check it out. It's kind of a neat video. So all in all, this was kind of a fun penny hunt. It's been a while since I've been able to do a full penny box. I've been doing a lot of customer wrap rolls. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed this one because I did find a few varieties. Lately, when I do hunt pennies, I'm basically hoarding copper because I'm not finding varieties and I'm not finding a lot of wheat pennies. So this one was a lot of fun. I do hope those pennies turn out to be something. But, even if they're not, they're just kind of neat finds and they'll go in my collection. If you like this video, please do consider heading on down below and clicking on that like button and leaving me a comment. If you're new to the channel and you like penny hunts or $half hunts or quarter hunts, I do a lot of that all the time. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and click on that little bell and select, I think it's personalized or something like that. And it will alert you anytime I release a new video. So I know I've got some more $half hunts coming in the next couple of days. And, I'll probably get a box of quarters this week as well. So I hope you enjoyed this one. You guys take care, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.